Paradise fruits today, we're going to be using the cinnamon apple slice. Let's get started what we're going to do. And throw some olive oil in this pan, nice hot pan that we have here. And we have some candied apples that we're going to throw in here that are candied with cinnamon, some agave syrup, etc. And what we want is that a little earthy kind of taste, sweet taste, to hit into the oil. So we're going to let the apple just kind of bleed into the oil for a little bit here. Next, what we're going to do is throw some fresh oregano. Now be careful. Oregano is not like basil where it kind of pops when it hits the oil, but it can pop. So you want to try to be careful. 3 sprigs are probably fine with this. All right, now what we're going to do is add our onions. These are regular sweet onions. You could definitely use shallots if you'd like. We're going to turn this heat up, get it cranking. All right, let's turn this around. We got some onions in there, apples kind of coming together. Now we want to bleed these 2 sausages here, so we're going to put one in. And we're going to put our kielbasa, which is great because it's got so much fat in there. It's just going to bleed into this dish. And you're just going to kind of let everything seep through. Give this another second. Now what I like to do is throw the rice in there, because I like the rice to cook without the liquid first. I like to toast it, get the flavors in there, you know. So while we're doing that, we're going to jump to our beef here. We have our beef stock. All right, now, flat iron beef, organic beef, no pesticides, no hormones, you know, where you would see normally traditional cattle growers may feed their cattle corn and stuff like that that they're not supposed to eat. Here, organic beef that we use is grass-fed, raised on the land, just kind of sitting, hanging out like nature intended it. Now, don't let this stick, so every chance you get, you want to stir it up, because that rice has got a tendency to kind of stick. Now, you see everything's absorbed the oil and everything's kind of bleeding out? What I'm going to do is throw some salt on here, not too much, just a little bit. Keep it honest. And then I'm going to throw my beef stock in here. And that's what you want to hear. You know, the rice is taken on such a hot temperature. And then all those caramelized flavors from the bottom that are kind of sitting there in the pan sort of bleed up. Very similar to if you were deglazing wine. That has the same effect. Okay, we're going to put our lid on there. All right, now we got our rub. Let me tell you what's in this rub. Now, this is my own rub that I've dehydrated all of these ingredients. I've taken the chilies, they're dried chilies, I put them in a coffee grinder, crushed red pepper, chilies, parsley, thyme, oregano, a little bit of chili powder. The chili powder gives it an authentic taste, flavor, and I like the way it blackens the outside of the beef. All right, so let's just rub that in. Now, I haven't put salt in there. I don't put salt in any of my rubs. I like to salt it when it's on the grill. Turn it over and put the remainder. And just massage it into the beef. Similar to how they do Kobe beef. All right. And this is what I'm talking about. Your meat is seasoned. It definitely needs salt. So there's no doubt about it that you want to put salt in this baby. So with your clean hand, some oil down there, and you want to put your steak right in the oil. Now we got some tomatoes. These are beautiful vine-ripe tomatoes. The color doesn't get any better than this. What I like to do is salt the top of them. Generously. And then I have something called a garlic salt here too. Okay, cool. Now I'm not going to put salt on the other side, so it's okay if you oversalt a little bit. Next, we're going to bring these over to the grill. All right, take your tomatoes, put them down one at a time, face side down that you've salted, the open cut side. And just kind of let them do their thing. I like to really just leave them on there. Let them get really charred on one side. And then what will happen is the steam will go up through the tomato, penetrate the skin, the dome skin there, and make the whole inside center nice and soft. Let's take a look at our steak. Beautiful. Looks good. We still got some time on that. All right, let's take a look at our rice. Wow. There you go. Those flavors are starting to come together here. That's what I'm talking about. What we're going to do is scoop some of this. Make sure you get the, you want to make sure it's not sticking, which in this case it's not, which is a good thing. We got a big crew here, very hungry today, so this will be perfect for everybody. But I'm going to fill up a small portion because this kind of rice, it's a lot heavier than a long grain rice, a thin long grain rice. So, you want to be in a situation where, I mean, you could eat all of that, plus the steak and the tomatoes. You're a heavy eater. Okay, now we're going to take our tomatoes. We talked about that they were going to be very, very soft to the touch, and they are. We're just going to put them there like that. Just going to take 2 of them. And you see how they pick up kind of like a char flavor? They're going to go great when you cut the steak. We take our steak off. We were looking for a mid-rare. Let's see if we got it. Perfect. Perfecto. Just going to take our steak. Kind of crisscross it here. Oh, and the smell of this rub is just intense. Really just intense. And now we're not finished yet, because what we want to do is take a little bit of the dry goat cheese, the Midnight Moon here. I'm just going to shave off a nice little piece and do this right on top. So by the time this reaches the plate or you're ready to go, you can kind of just take a little bit of risotto, a little bit of that. And we're going to finish with a glass of wine. Now, I chose the Cabernet Sauvignon. This is from Anderson Con Valley, Cabernet Sauvignon 2009. Perfect. Really good. It matches really good with the goat cheese. I took a piece of the goat cheese before, and then with the wine, it just really matches well. It's really going to enhance the flavor of this rub that we put on the beef as well. And you really can't get the flavor of all these combined unless your meat is cooked to at least mid-rare. I mean, don't go medium or well unless you know you do not have organic beef. And I say that very loud and proud. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Taste This TV. I'm your host, Chef Joe Simonera. Remember, there are no rules in cooking. Taste this.